Are we in a market bubble right now? That is the question Howard Marks, who is a billionaire investor, that he posed in his memo called On Bubble Watch. And I'm not trying to be clickbaity here and say we're in a bubble and say everything's coming crashing down, but I think this memo matters more than people want to give it credit for. And I'm going to kind of dive through what he talks about. One of the main things he really pushes is the Magnificent Seven. That's Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, the seven biggest companies in the S&P 500, and how he believes that the valuations are way too high and they keep climbing, while also believes that investors have overconfidence right now, and everybody thinks that the good train's just going to keep on rolling. Things are never going to go down. And these are kind of put them together, and that really leads to a potential bubble. So that's what his thoughts are on it. And it's just like, be careful, be mindful. So then I went and looked at Morgan Stanley, and they're actually over the next 10 years predicting that the stock market is only going to average a 3 to 5% gross return over the next 10 years. Now, obviously, that's still positive. It's better than nothing. But if we're being real and keeping it 100, a 3 to 5% return on your money is not that great over the next 10 years. So that poses the question, what should you do with your money? Are things going to be more volatile over the next decade as they have been the previous decade? Or are you saying that you believe these companies are just going to keep succeeding and excelling? For me, I don't like the volatility of the stock market, so I have money in the stock market. I will continue to put money in the stock market, but that is not my main vehicle because it's not giving me a solid, predictable income or appreciation without the volatility. So what I'm doing is my private lending company, I'm dumping as much of my own capital into that, where I'm lending at 12% at one point, so you can average double-digit returns. And if you turn over loans even quicker, you can average in the middle teens, so around 15%. And I'm also buying real estate that cash flows. So I'm buying at distressed properties at a discount, adding value, and now I'm owning assets that I forced equity, I bought well, and still cash flow. So now it's going to be able to sustain any market up or down. So those are my two main strategies over the next decade, and I think it's going to put me in a position to be successful. So when I look at Howard Marks, his memo, I'm like, okay, if that is the case, I feel like I'm in a solid position. So towards the end of the memo, he even talks about how he believes private credit, which is another way of saying private lending, hard money lending, all of that, is a great place to have your money right now because you can get risk-adjusted returns that are really well, again, in the mid-teens, where it's a cash-on-cash return where you're getting income consistently during a time where the stock market's not going to be excelling that well. So it was really interesting. I was not expecting to see him talk about private credit that way and private lending, but to see how bullish he is on that in this time period and what he sees in the stock market, it kind of makes me want to double down on my own business model. And I just wanted to share with you guys and see what you guys think and how you're building what your investment model should look like over the next decade. So I appreciate it, guys. Make sure you stay locked in. If you have not, make sure you subscribe to the Capital Edge newsletter as well. I'm going to keep putting out content as I'm building my business, 42 Solutions, to a multi-million-dollar business. I'm going to show that what I'm doing along the way and share my thoughts on business, on investing, on real estate, because I wish that there was more content like that out in the world as people are trying to build what their companies and their wealth. So if this is a place you feel comfortable, make sure you subscribe. Come check out what I'm building in my company, and I hope I can help you build your company.